Alright. Welcome to me figuring this shit out. This is episode 1 of Eudaimonia or Bust. I have no idea where to start. I'm just gonna start talking because that's what you do. My name is Aurora. I go by Aurora Skies usually. I'm 23 years old. And I've always talked about doing a podcast for a very, 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 very long time. A very long time. Everything is not 100% as it should be right now. I'm still figuring out some of the technical sides of things. And I've not even begun yet. As of we speak right now, I'm in the recording process. So I haven't even started doing any edits or anything. So when you're hearing this, it should be edited, assumingly. But I know that I've been wanting to start a podcast for a while and talk about things, and there's been a lot of stupid reasons, and I honestly just need to go on and sit down and do it. So that's what I'm doing today, because my problem is I never know where to start. So, I suppose we could start with me, the host. Sorry about that. My name is Aurora. I'm 23 years old, and I used to post almost every week. This is like the thing I'm most proudest of in life. I used to post every week for like 2 or 3 years straight on YouTube in my early teens. And I've not like reached that peak of motivation for anything since then. And I just don't know how the heck I was doing that, but I did. And I basically peaked when I was like 14, so you're gonna have to be patient here with me, okay? It's been nothing but downfall for the last like 9 years. But that's the thing, I have so much shit to talk about. I have no idea what with these notes, like I'm thinking maybe like a 45-minute to like hour-long episode each time. So I'm just gonna play like I'm just playing around a little bit with the notes that I got going because I don't want to go in like completely bare without any like idea or any knowledge of anything we're going to talk about, because I do have a few reoccurring segments that I would like to incorporate into this podcast. But first, let's discuss the most obvious one. The name. What the hell does that mean? I finally, after many years, literally, of trying to think of a podcast name, because I refused to actually start it until I picked out a name, which that's probably my first fatal flaw. That's my red flag as a human. Finally decided on a name for the podcast. It only took me a long-ass time. So right now, as of today, as of the recording, as of June 14th, 2024, think about what month it was. Welcome to my life. As of today, the name of the podcast is Eudaimonia or Bust. And let me give you a little bit of insight on what that is, because it's something. Let's begin with a scholarly research. Let us begin with our scholarly research on the word Eudaimonia. Eudaimonia is a word that I learned in one of my philosophy classes, because as I became an adult, went to college and started taking philosophy classes, I found out that's the word for all the stupid shit that I'm always asking questions about. So I've definitely taken a liking to philosophy, that's for sure. I think I first heard it in my world religions class, but the notes that I am reading off of right now are from my morals and ethics class. That was so much fun. And as my notes right here portray, they say that Eudaimonia, and I have it in little parentheses on how to pronounce it as Diamond Nia. At least that's what it looks like to me. We'll see. Eudaimonia basically means well-being or living well. Is like getting fulfillment out of your life, or like living the good life. Eudaimonia is the good life, essentially. So, when we say eudaimonia or bust, that's basically me being like, I'm gonna live the best life I can, because what other option do we have? Are we gonna sit around and be miserable? Like, that sucks. We're not gonna do that anymore. So we're gonna live the best life or bust. Also a big fan of eudaimonia too, because guess what the goal for Aristotle is? And probably Plato too. It is something that all humans should want to aim for. And the goal aim for is eudaimonia, or living well, and living the best life. Fulfillment! Dun 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 dun! Aristotle says that everything has a proper function, and with the proper function of things, we will understand that perhaps the proper function of human beings is reason, and reason is how we will get to this eudaimonia. It's the path. The path of reason leads to the good life. The living well. The fulfillment. That's enough philosophy notes for right now, because I am going to be bringing back like a reoccurring little bit of philosophy stuff, because, I mean, look at the name. It's, yeah. Let's see where it goes. Oh, maybe it won't even go there. We'll see. I don't know. Who knows? Not me. Maybe you do. So now we know what the hell eudaimonia means. So when I say eudaimonia or bust, that means I'm gonna do whatever it is the hell I can to live the best life that I can possibly live. Because what other option is there when you think about it, you know? Like, if I'm not living my life to the fullest, if I'm not reaching fulfillment and living every day to what I need to use the power I have in every day. If I'm not trying to live the best life that I can for not only myself, but the world around me, then what is the point of anything, really? So we're going to take a pause, though, and step back on the philosophy notes, because this is going to be a reoccurring little segment, as I'm going to do a couple different segments whenever I'm doing this. I am going to eventually, in the future, have some guests on here, but I did want to get myself kind of, like, established with a couple base episodes of myself just, you know, sitting around talking like an insane person by myself before I get anyone else involved in this. But I do have multiple people that I would love to bring on the show. I think it would be a lot of fun. One reason I am doing this is because I do want to go back and listen to conversations that me and my friends have had, because as I've grown older, something I've really come to appreciate was all of the shit and just everything that I've filmed in my life along with my friends, because I didn't really understand how much it would probably mean to me in the future, going back, looking at those videos and seeing like what was going on, and the way I was thinking about things, and just how much I've has changed over the years. And I am trying to be a better person every day that goes by. So if I can go back and look on something and be like, yeah, no, like, the shit I'm spewing right here is wrong, like, I don't believe in this anymore, this and that, then I like to be able to do that. Because, you know, taking accountability and responsibility is a part of being an adult, and your mind can change on things. But anyway, sometimes as we learn, the world begins to look a little bit different. And sometimes it looks a lot darker, to be honest. But we're just gonna try and do what we can for the here and the now. And we're gonna just try and have a good time and laugh a little bit and see whatever the hell it is that comes out of my head. God, scary. Anyway, moving on. I'm now going to be relating myself back to The Sims, because that is a topic that I will talk about nonstop, and like, no one has to be listening. I will just talk about it. I got inspiration for my YouTube username, Aurora Skies, from a town in The Sims 3. The story behind that is it was the only town in Sims 3 that I actually didn't have, because I had bought the hidden spring. Well, let me write this down because I will forget. Okay, hidden springs. Okay, so there is, when I first wanted The Sims after I was playing The Sims, who knows, something on an iPod, my brother's iPod. I wanted it for my laptop, and my parents went out and bought me it, and they bought me the cheapest one, and it was a Sims 3 Hidden Springs or something. It was like a $14 thing. But you can't play that without the base game, so I couldn't play it. So I had that game for like months before I actually like could get the base game to actually play it. And by the time I had gotten the base game to use that add-on, I had misplaced the add-on, or one of my brothers had used it or something. I don't know. And I ended up buying it again later on, a couple years later, because the name of the town was literally Aurora Skies, and that's my middle name. And I just remember that something being wrong with Origin at the time, and I just, for whatever reason, could not get it to work. So that's like one of the few Sims 3 towns I never played with, and the name of it was Aurora Skies, and I am a little upset about that. Am I right about this? Is that the wait, Sims 3? Oh fuck. Sims 3. Because I know there's also one, Leon's Fountain of Youth, okay. Wait a minute. What the hell's Aurora Skies then? Oh, was this the one with the... Yes, this is the hot air balloon one. Okay, I lied to you. Sorry about that. So I didn't have Hidden Springs. Hidden Springs was the very first one that got bought for me, and then I lost it. And then I had bought the Aurora Skies ones, but I could never get it to work correctly, I believe. Because I had so much problems with this game, let me tell you. The Aurora Skies one is more expensive than Hidden Springs. Anyway, well, everything I just told you was a lie. Sorry about that. I guess none of that happened. I must have just made everything up in my head. So, anyway, there's still a Sims 3 town named Aurora Skies, and I was wanting to be a Sims YouTuber whenever I first started posting on YouTube back in, like, 2013. So, yeah. Sorry for the false information. Fucked up with me, man. Anyway, moving on again. I'm gonna start doing this thing where I go through the notes on my phone. Because some of them are just funny as fuck. I'm not gonna even lie. I won't even lie to you. This segment, I'm going to be scrolling through the hundreds of thousands of notes on my phone in the Notes app and clicking one. And I'll read the date and read what it says. And potentially, I'll put a little bit of comments on it, but sometimes some things are better off just unexplained. And we're scrolling, and click. Today's note is from January 20th, 2023 at 11:17 a.m. It is titled Aurora Starter Pack. There are two things on this list: Go Ham and Cardboard. This has been going through the notes on my phone. Here is the latest from the Sims 4 laundry list updates that I think are hilarious. This is not the most recent update from The Sims, as there is one from 6/6/24. But this list of updates is from 5/28/24. And when I seen these released, I could just not stop laughing at them. Sims will no longer get stuck in the ground and continue to swim laps if the pool is removed in the middle of it. Because physics. Now the Sims will reset. Because magic. Customizable pronouns were adjusted to appear correctly on a few of the romantic relationship phone calls and will no longer display improper usage like ask they're out. I'd like to point out the will appear correctly on a few. This is an update for Eco Lifestyle. It says, nose rings will no longer break when paired with brow piercings from the same pack. An update for the high school years expansion is teens can no longer send flirty messages on social bunnies to adults or household family members. The last highlight of the day is the skills list is arranged in alphabetical order and my eye will no longer twitch when looking at it. I hope you have enjoyed these bug fixes and updates highlights from The Sims 4. Now I'm going to go on and move into my next topic, which I've kind of already talked about a little bit, but I am going to talk a little bit more in depth of, I'm going to be talking more about YouTube. For this podcast, as of right now, as of this episode, the recording of this episode, this is an audio-only episode. However, the plan, once I've gotten it a little bit established and gotten it figured out more and a comfortable place of where I think I can... I don't want to... I can't half-ass anything, so I just put it off and never do it. Unfortunately. Another one of my toxic traits. Maybe that should be a section, my red flags and toxic traits of the day, of the podcast, of the episode. Anyway, I won't start something until I feel like I can do it perfectly, so, as a perfectionist with ADHD, that sucks ass. This podcast, however, though, is in the works to become a visual podcast that I'm also going to post on YouTube. But for right now, I am figuring out this part and getting established, like I said, and kind of figuring out the flow of everything. But I do have some visuals already made for my YouTube version. I do still need to do a whole lot more research. As of right now, I'm not comfortable with putting in the amount of information I have because I don't think it's enough for it to be exactly what I want it to be. And like I said, I'm a perfectionist, and if it's not like slightly close to perfect, I'll just throw the whole thing away, unfortunately. So this may never even see the light of day. Who knows? Dun dun dun. But all I need you to know is I want you to know how badly, when this becomes a visual podcast to post alongside on YouTube, I want you to know how excited I am for the Jackalopes, is all I can say. Ideally, I would like to start posting again on YouTube more. I am still attempting to keep up with streaming, but life has been really crazy and hectic this year. And a lot of stuff has happened and a lot of things have changed. And I did not think this is where I would be in my life at this age, or at this point. So yeah, welcome to me figuring this shit out. I am excited though, because every time I do YouTube stuff and creativity kind of like flows and all of that stuff and make videos and everything that I used to find really enjoyable and fun. I hyper focus on it, I feel. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, that's gonna happen a lot. I'm not gonna tell you to take a shot every time I forget what I'm talking about, because, like, I know this is the first episode, but you'd probably be blackout by now. The last segment for the day that I would like to talk about is the underdogs of the episode. So, this is going to be a little bit of the episode where I'm going to shout out some people who I think are the underdogs and underrated in their community because, like, their jobs are hard and people are assholes to them. And, like, these people just, like, need a little bit of a shout out, alright? Like, I need you all to remember to respect everyone, especially these people sometimes, because, like, sometimes shit sucks. The underdog of the ep today is the janitors at my place of employment. And yes, I know that my place of employment, we are supposed to clean along as we go, but we also have an outside team hired through, like, another company or something. So, technically, I guess we're not co-workers. I don't know. I want to let you know, anytime I walk past any of you, I feel like I owe you my life, because if I had to do that kind of job, I I wouldn't last. I'm just telling you, like, you're awesome. All I can say is I have so much respect for them because, like, girl, if you know, you know. That is the end of my notes for right now, but I think it's funny because at the end here I have check the time. I also have add a jingle somewhere for the love of God. And then I have a reasons why Dan's a fail. Yay! Inspired. And then I also have a little talk about how I want to make music, which that seems like a wormhole. But you know, sure, I'll throw it out there. I don't think I'm very good at most things, but I like doing things, and even though I'm not good at it, doesn't mean that I shouldn't do it, because if I'm having fun doing it, I think I want to do it. So I'm not very good at music, but I would like to try and be somewhat passable at music, because I am always singing something in my head all the time, 24/7, because I'm fucking insane. But I also just want to see what would happen if I tried to, like, write a song or something, because that is something I have done before. Believe it or not, I have wrote a song before, and it was on ukulele, and I liked it. I probably have the chords and lyrics and everything somewhere, but it's not something I would present to the world today. But for when, like, you know, like a 12-year-old wrote it, it was probably pretty decent. But now, listen, all I can say, like, I want to be Firstly, I want to be Maggie Lindenman. That's who I want to be. I want to be Maggie Lindenman. But on an unrelated note, I want to be able to... I want to be a rock star, bitch. I know it'll never happen, but, like, I do have an electric guitar over here, but my amp is fogged for it, so, I am going to eventually get that figured out. And I also may someday in the future have access to even more musical supplies. But I think it's really cool because I know a couple people who make some music, and whether even if it's just like little like jingles and like no lyrics and just like little... I feel like I used to be able to do that, but maybe I've lost touch. I just have a lot of respect for people who do music, and I feel like I could probably, like, write some stuff. Probably not, though. I don't know. We'll see. I might be able to write it. I don't necessarily know about presenting it, but that is something I wanted to bring up and kind of talk about, because I am really interested in music and in the music scene, as that was a lot of my personality on my YouTube channel was music, to be honest. But I also just really like looking at the final product of people's music and, like, being able to, like, get it, you know? So yeah, I don't know. That might be something that happens. It might just be something that I want to start and then I never touch again. It's been about the amount of time I figured I would. Okay, I keep hearing this noise, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if it's my computer, I don't know if it's my mic, I think it might be my Gold Peak sweet tea. I'm not sure, but it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. I don't know how often these episodes are gonna come out. You know what? If you're here, thanks for joining the ride. I appreciate you a lot. If you're someone I know, I just want to let you know, sorry I'm awkward. Um, I probably love you more than you know, because to be honest, I don't think there's anyone. I've matured enough in my life where I don't have hate anymore. I used to be like, yeah, there's 3 people I truly hate. But now, like, I don't have time for that. I truly do wish everyone the best, but, sometimes away from me. You live your life and you live it to the fullest, but at a distance, please. Uh, but if you are someone I know and you have listened this long, I just want to say that I do appreciate you more than you probably understand, and I wish I was better at speaking and getting back to people. And sorry for not opening your message if you've ever messaged me, because I probably have just never. I see, like I say here. Okay, here is my explanation. Someone will text me. I see that they text me. I don't immediately respond because I'm doing something in real life. I want to put it aside and respond when I can give my full 100% attention to this person in the message, even though that they aren't going to most likely respond immediately right back after I've left them on red for like 4.5 months. But and that's my toxic trait too, is I don't ever fucking answer the phone. If you need to get a hold of me, then get a hold of one of my counterparts, is all I can say. But, regardless, I am very grateful for the people that I have in my life, and if I know you personally, I do want to just say thank you, because, I don't know, girl, I hope you think I'm funny. I don't know. I would say message me, but it'll probably take me about 6 months to answer it, so, we'll figure it out. I'm sure you can figure out a way to portray your message to me. I believe in you. We're adults, aren't we? I assume. Anyway, I'm living my best life because Eudaimonia bust. So I'm going to get my ass out of here for the day and start working on stuff that I need to do in my real life. And that's also okay too, though, because as much as I love doing stuff online and creating online and in digital spaces, I've also come to understand how much being in the moment of real life and seeing what's in front of me and just living truly in the moment. And I've recently started getting really into, because I've always done like art and painting and stuff, but I really have gotten into oil paint lately, and girl, let me tell you, it is so much fun. I'm not very great at it, but like I said, you don't have to be good at something to enjoy it, and I enjoy it, and I think it's fun. So most of the time I'm probably oil painting, and my phone is on the charger or something, just because I really do enjoy living. I enjoy my life, and not everything is perfect, but I am content in my life, and that's all I can really ask for, because, like, with how things have been in the past, and how rock bottom, like, I've hit, and how shitty things have felt every day, I am a million times better than I was before, and I am very thankful every day to wake up, and I hope that you can find something in your life that you are thankful for too, even if it's just something as simple as having a roof over your head. Once you stop expecting and start appreciating things in life, I think that is when life can start to get easier. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out this long if you've been here, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching Eudaimonia or Bust with Aurora Skies.